Given the geopolitical context that we are seeing a sort of change to the global trade order as we have known it for the last 2 or 3 decades, and deglobalization is the buzzword. How will this target of $1 trillion in exports be achieved given the geopolitical realities that we are likely to see?
That's a very fair question, Siddharth. And I would say three things. The first thing that, even the 14.5% growth that we have had over the last few years, that has been in a world which has been talking about deglobalization, whether it is West and whether it is the East, etc. I mean, it's been that. That it was not there the last few years. I think the second one really is the disruptions that the world is seeing at this point in time. And there are certain amount of investments that some nations have made. There are certain amount of enablement that the world has made, etc. And in some ways, it's a question of making yourself more and more indispensable to certain value chains and supply chains across the globe. And I think a lot of effort India has made over the last few years, which we can now harness in a way where we are not in an antagonistic situation with any trading bloc and so on and so forth. In fact, India has been doing a bunch of bilaterals. A lot of FTAs have been done by India. UAE, Australia, we are negotiating one with European Union and UK and others. And this in a way has enhanced the market size which is available to Indian exporters. So I think that's the second one that I would say. And the third one, which I would say, is that India's positioning. When we talk about disruption, and I've spoken of that many a times. When we spoke about the disruption that the world is facing, whether it's supply chain, whether it is energy, whether it is technology, whether it is demographics, where our dividend, the demographic dividend, is supposed to potentially, some people say, expire maybe in 2050. This is our time. This is our time when we need the fact that we have been pivotal to responding to the disruptions. I think we have the best enablers at this point in time to create to use that for manufacturing with the geopolitical, I should say, scenario that you mentioned. India stands in a better situation. We all acknowledge that, because we're not part of any warring blocs, so to speak. We have good relations across the globe. The bilaterals that we have done, the fact that we are focusing on being a solution provider to all the disruptions, it gives me the confidence that in spite of the deglobalization wave, we will come off better.